talk about, what tweaks the offense can make. A lot of people talk about the defense. But there's some tweaks that the offense can make for the Detroit Lions, man. And I really do think they really need a consistent number one receiver on the outside. And I don't mean number one as far as it has to be a Terrell Owens or a T. Higgins or Jamar Chase type of number one guy. I really think they need a guy that can just really be a threat on the outside. Jameson Williams, a lot of what they do offensively, I think, is limited a little bit due to their receivers. And I know y'all gonna say y'all gonna look at the numbers, and there's always room for improvement. Every year, teams are gonna look at what the top teams do, and they're going to put a game plan together to beat those top teams. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just what it is. They're gonna put a game plan together to beat those top teams. So I think where the Lions really can use a lot of help at is on that outside. Somebody they can consistently, win on the outside, a real outside receiver. You got, J-Mo, smaller guy, St. Brown, small but tough. That kind of remind me of Hines Ward, but more talented as a receiver. But you got to remember, this dude was bred to be a receiver. For people who don't know, Hines Ward was a running back. It was a quarterback at Georgia. For those who don't know that. And I think they can improve. Man, what's going on with this truck right here, man? Like, why are you supposed to woman? But yeah, where they can improve at is just getting a quality outside receiver. Because a lot of times St. Brown, he's the number one option, and Sam Laporta is probably a lot of times the number two option with help. But a number one guy on the outside that can win on the outside, that's what they really missing. A guy that can, and then kind of Cooper Kupp, he don't really fit that. He can win on the outside and do some things on the outside, but he more of them guys that you move around. And you got to think about it. How much better your offense can be if I don't have to align my receivers up for them to get a free release or to win on the outside. If I, how much more the Lions can do. If they had a guy that could just sit at that Marvin Harrison position, that X or that Z outside, whatever it's called, and he can just win. You can do whatever else you want to do with the rest of those guys, from Laporta to Amon-Ra St. Brown to Jameson Williams. You need that one guy that I can put out there and he gonna win. Even if he not good going into the slot, you can deal with that. I can line him up on the outside and he gonna beat press coverage. He gonna beat that corner one-on-one. That's what the Lions missing. Their offense can do so much more and open a lot more if they can do that. You can find those guys in the draft. Tyreek is one of those guys, they move around a lot. He can win on the outside, but that one guy, that's just what he do. T. Higgins is that guy. That's what he do. Physical, strong. I can line him up out there. He gonna win. And it's not necessarily a stature thing neither, which they can use a taller receiver. It's not a stature. Marvin Harrison was 5'10", 5'11". Son taller than a motherfucker though. It's not necessarily a stature thing. It's just, can you win on the outside? Steve Smith was one of those guys. Smaller guy, win on the outside. Another bigger guy, Musa Muhammad. I remember him with the Panthers and the Bears. Bigger guy can win on the outside. That's what you need, a guy that can win on the outside. The offense, John Morton and, they can do so much more with that guy that can literally win on the outside. And obviously when you come to Detroit, you got to block. So that's a requirement. You have to block as a receiver. So they need that guy that can get out there, and that's what you ask him to do, win on the outside. And then also you start to look at it, there has to start to be some plans at tackle. Taylor Decker getting long in the tooth. He gonna miss a few games. That's what it is. Now, if Frankie missed some games, Frank what the fuck Ragnow, y'all know. Frank Ragnow, you got to cover with Graham Glasgow. Graham Glasgow and Kevin Seifert, if Seifert choose to move on, you have it covered because you have Manu, You have the other African dude name, and then you have Christian Mahogany last year, who really stepped it up when he came in on short notice, and he fell in the draft because one leg was longer than the other. That's crazy. Go get a chiropractic visit. But he played very, very well last year. So really, at the guard position, you got the future. You got the future at the guard position. You have the future. So now, pretty much what you're looking at, you're really much looking at, for the Pistons, for the Lions, you know, you're looking to start to get some guys that can play tackle. Somebody that, you know, either if the plan is to switch Sewell to left tackle, somebody get to play right. But just in general, somebody that's going to be able to step in and play tackle and you're going to feel comfortable with in the future. A project player. Me personally, possibly a left tackle prospect and groom him to be right tackle. That was kind of be my thing. That would be my thing. A left tackle prospect that I'm grooming to be a right tackle. You know, whatever, you know, because the top left tackle prospects going top, they going high. So I get one of them borderline left tackle prospects, second round, third round, late first or something, then I'll probably consider that. Because the heart and soul of this team is that the defense and offensive line, in most football teams. So yeah, that's pretty much what I'm saying. And I think that's where you can improve from a personnel standpoint in this offense. They already started to prepare for the next phase of offensive line. That's fine, but now you got to prepare for a tackle, and now you got to get you a number one receiver. That's going to open up the offense. They don't have to be as exotic in their formations anymore and bunch guys up and put guys in motion as much no more. They're not going to have to do that as much. Now you can literally just do certain formations where we can literally do certain formations where we don't have to worry about bunching guys in line. We can play straight up because we got a guy that's going to win. So that opens up them to do a lot of different things, in my opinion. So, but yeah, just a couple tweaks they can make offensively, man. Let me know what y'all think. Check out Detroit Lions Talk playlist. Hit the link tree. Find me on X, Instagram, Spotify, Anchor, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal.